Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is do my base. I'm just going to use my cushion. Okay, and you're going to press on the areas where you really want to cover, okay? And then the rest of the cushion, just dab on the rest of your face. So see, I have these little spots there, so I'm going to dab a second layer. Okay, then I'm going to do my cheek color. If you have time, if you have powder with you, just powder your eyebrows a little bit so it's not too, I guess, slippery when you draw in your eyebrows. Remember, you always want to start here so it doesn't get too dark. Okay, and then I go on with my eyeliner. Let me see if I can just do this. So I just tightline because you see I have the eyeliner tattoo and I don't like to see that white gap. So when you really don't have time to do your eyeliner, you can just use a waterproof pencil like this. And let me see if I can do this looking at the reflection. So I just like to draw a blunt tip like this. Okay. And then another blunt tip on this side. Okay, you see that? And then with a small Q-tip like this, these you can get at Daiso. They're like, you can get like a whole bunch in here for like $1 or something. So you just want to wing out your eyeliner, of course. So you take your Q-tip and just make a skinny tip like that. Focus. Okay, you see how I made that skinny tip? And then just kind of like smudge out the rest. Okay, same thing with this side. Okay, it's a blunt tip. No one wants a blunt tip for the eyeliner. So you would just want to take your Q-tip. Okay, and make it sharp. Okay, and then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Okay, apply mascara. Ah, it's 4:46. But at this point, you're already done. You apply your mascara, whether you apply 2 coats, 3 coats, or not, it's up to you. So it's 5:07, so I did most of my makeup now. All I have to do is add my lip color, and this you can do seriously like on the go or even at your desk, right? So you just dab for a little bit of color. Yomi, no. Dab for a little bit of color, and then you're done. Okay, so if you have more time, so say you have another 5 minutes. Right now it's 5:40. Do you guys see that? 5:42. You can get like a tinted paste like this, which is basically it's like a creamy bronzer. Okay, you can get something similar at Tom Ford. They have something like this with the highlighter and then the bronzer. Or you can just use, where's my other bronzer? Or you can use a powder formula. I love to still use this one by Dolce & Gabbana. So, but I find that the cream thing is really, really easy. So whether you're using Tom Ford or another brand, it doesn't matter. So what I do is I can see myself. I just get into the hollows right there. Just mark it. Okay, and your temples. And then you're just going to blend it into your hairline. If you want it to look super bronzed up, you can get this area right here, your forehead. Okay, and then same thing. You can do the same thing with Tom Ford. You'll see with Tom Ford, watch, if I just dab like this, it's super dark, right? But you're going to do the same thing and just blend. Okay, and then you're done. And say that you still have more time, okay, and you wanted to do some eyeshadow, you can use a brown shade like this. Okay, this is Almond number 103 by Burberry. I just got this when I was in London, and I think it's a perfect shade for contouring, like contouring your nose, or you can use it as your eyeshadow. I'm going to use it as my eyeshadow. Oh my god, that's so dark. Okay, and then, oops. Okay, just blend it out. And then if you wanted to contour your nose, just go back in, dip your brush just like on each side. So then you're going to contour this area. See where I marked? See, it's super brown. Okay, and then you're going to just blend it. Blend it into your eyebrow area. So if you're Asian, you don't have protruding eyebrows right here. You don't have this bone, right? So you don't have that natural shadow. And that's what we're trying to mimic, okay? In case you're wondering why we're doing the contour right there. Okay, so then there's your contour. Okay, and if you have really bad dark circles, you can use a color corrector like this from YSL. Okay, it's a peach color, and just dab right there. Use your fingers really quick. And then you want to brighten the area, so use like a pinky shade. This is R22 by Makeup Forever. Just comes in this tube, and it's the Ultra HD concealer. Okay, just dab on your fingers. Dab, dab. Okay, and then you're done. If you wanted to set it with powder, you can. Sometimes I don't, just because I don't carry powder with me, but if I was at home, I would just use a big brush or a smaller brush, which I don't have with me now, and just kind of lightly dust. Okay, lightly dust. And I always like to apply powder on the outside of my face, because with a cushion or a foundation that's a little bit more hydrating, your hair can stick onto your face like this. You see that? So then I like to mattify that area and just use this powder so my face or my hair isn't sticking onto my face. Okay, and I do get a little bit oily in my T-zone, so I'm just gonna dab some powder there. Okay, and then you're done. Okay, and say that you didn't have time to wash your hair. For whatever reason, you woke up really late. You can use dry shampoos. I've used the one by Dry Bar, but I think I like the scent of this one better, Living Proof. Okay, this is something that you can buy at Sephora. This I got as a sample somewhere, but it's not bad. Pantene has one, it's a travel size. And then this one I got at Sephora recently when they had that 15% off sale for VIB. It smells really good. So this is another option, but this one's a little bit pricey. But I find that dry shampoos, I don't really use it often. I use it like for an emergency, or actually I use it on myself or on models on shoots when I need to get a little bit more volume. Instead of using texturizing sprays, because that sometimes could weigh your hair down, I use a lot of dry shampoo in the roots. And then let's just show you how it's done. So see how this side is like super flat? Okay, I already sprayed this side earlier, but it shows up white like that. So you want to make sure you just run your fingers through it and it'll go away. Just do this and then you have a lot of volume. Okay, so let me see the time. Okay, so it's 13:08 now. With all this talking and trying to get Yomi to stay in place and not move around was a little bit difficult, but I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye! Yomi, say hi! 저기 봐. 저기 봐. Yomi, no. 저기 봐. 저기 봐. Yummy, yummy! Yummy, yummy!